Yeah, alright, what's good, gang? Talk back in the video today, boys. We're talking about Niners versus Raiders. Wild ass game, bro. Freaking got my heart pumped the whole time. Had me was scared, boy. Oh my god, it was something. Before we get to that though, subscribe to see some more of my videos. We're gonna be covering draft stuff when that comes. We're gonna be covering the playoffs, all that great stuff. I want to expand the channel a little bit more into not just recapping every game, but just doing more stuff in general, talking about football, maybe even other teams and stuff. But yeah, uh, so do that if you would like to see some of that stuff. Like and comment on this video to help this video perform better, basically. But let's get talking about these Niners versus Raiders, boys. Oh my god. So final score 37-34. Niners are the number 2 seed in the playoffs now. If they win next week, if they win next week, they're guaranteed the number 2. If they win next week and the Eagles lose next week, we get the number 1 seed. So we would get the first round bye. And the thing with having the number 2 seed is we would get home field advantage throughout the whole playoffs unless we played like the Eagles or somebody. So that's cool. Initials to like we're just I don't know. So yeah, that's the playoff thing. Injuries. Drake Greenlaw was hurt. He was running around and stuff on the sidelines. I think he could be good, but I think you don't risk it and you let him sit until playoffs. Same with Aaron Banks, who I saw him on the sideline. I don't think they were like seriously hurt, but I think you let those two sit until playoffs. Yeah, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we see Debo sit till playoffs, or if he only plays like he's on limited snaps next week because we don't want to get him hurt for the playoffs. We want the playoffs, right? We want to be healthy and we want to be at 100%. Yeah, this game, if you guys watch it, crazy game. Gave me a heart attack like 6 times. Um, Jarrett Stidham making his first career start kind of lit us up. The number 1 defense, he lit us up for 365, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. We'll talk about that though. Right now, let's get into the. I just want to talk about the Raiders. Everybody was saying like, oh, the Niners are supposed to blow out the Raiders. The Raiders are a solid team, guys. Like, I know it's kind of weird to say, but the Raiders are a good team. I think their coaching sucks. But like, if you let's go look at the Raiders, right? Every game I want to say, besides like one, has been a 1-score game. So preseason. So they lost in a 1-score game to the Chargers, the Cardinals in OT, to the Titans, a 2-point game. Okay, this isn't a. Oh no, they won that game. My bad. 1-point game to the Chiefs. They got blown the fuck out by the Saints. Jesus. The one score game for the Jags, 1-score game from the Colts. Barely beat the Broncos in OT. The Seahawks, they barely beat them in OT. Like, they beat the Chargers by 1 score. They barely lost to the Rams by a point. They won by 6. They lost by 3. They're a team that's in every game besides like 1 or 2 they've been in. They're a competent team. They're a talented football team. If we look at it like, dude, the Raiders, I think Josh Jacobs is leading the league in rushing yards. Devontae Adams is the top 3 receiver. Darren Waller is a top 3 tight end when he's healthy. He just hasn't really been healthy. And then you got Hunter Renfrow, who is one of the better slot options in the league. This was a good test for the Niners defense, in my opinion, because Jarrett Stidham, yes, he is making his debut, and no, I don't think he's as good as Derek Carr, but he was doing his job. He was getting the ball to Devontae, Darren Waller, and Hunter Renfrow. He was just chucking that shit up to Devontae. He didn't care. He was just throwing it to Devontae. But winning this game, and I feel like this gives us, it humbles us ourselves a little bit. We're on an 9-game win streak now. I think it was 8 before we won this game, but so we're on a 9-game win streak now, and we've been blowing basically everybody out. We've been having really good defense. The defense is playing amazing. They played a little bit worse, and I feel like it's gonna motivate them and want them to be more sharp coming into the playoffs and stuff. So that's how I feel, and I hope that happens. But yeah, this team is not a terrible team. I think our offense put up 37 points on their defense. I don't think their defense is that good. But offensively, they're a talented. They got a bunch of good weapons on the offense. So Stidham just did his job, and I would say Stidham actually looked pretty good. Like, shout out to him. I will say the Devontae Adams catch where it was like 2nd and 20 and they throw it up to Devontae, I think that's incomplete. He like caught it, and I swear the ball is on the ground, dude. You just can't see it because his forearm. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that was incomplete. In my personal opinion, I think it's an incomplete pass, but I'm also biased as hell. So yeah, that's enough talking about the Raiders. We'll get to talking about the rest of the team. let's move on to Brock Purdy. Let me double check and make sure that this is recording. It is. I don't know why. Yeah, whatever. Brock Purdy. This was probably the worst game I've seen from Brock Purdy. And it wasn't a bad game. I don't think it was a bad game. It was his worst game as a pro, though. I will say that. The other 3 games were a lot better than this one. He looked sharp. He looked good. He did throw some good stuff, but there was the pick to George Kittle where he just didn't put enough power. He like floated it I think if he like rips it in there, it's a completion but he like floats it up and makes it a jump ball whenever I think he could have like zipped that shit in there, but he didn't, and that caused the pick. Honestly, if Kittle wins that though, it was a 50-50 ball. If Kittle comes down with the ball, it's fine. And then on another drive, I can't remember exactly what drive, he underthrew a ball. He had Jauan Jennings beat his man, and he's got a step on him, but then Purdy throws the ball and completely underthrows him. So Jennings has to completely stop and go up and get it. And whenever he beat his guy, he should have had the touchdown, but Purdy didn't throw it far enough and underthrew it, so it ended up being incomplete. And then I think as the next one, he missed George Kittle. He just completely missed him. I don't know what happened. Like Kittle's like running like I don't know, basically like a kind of like I don't know. It's just a streak. It's a 1-on-1 throw to the boundary. And I think he's trying to put a back shoulder on Kittle, and he just completely hits the ground way outside, misses Kittle. That was on the same drive. They ended up settling for 3. Besides that, though, I don't think Purdy played. Actually, hold up. That throw to end. Okay, so the Niners, it's tied 34-34. The Niners get in field goal range. They're just trying to milk the clock right now, and he like does a play action rollout and just like lobs the ball up to freaking Brandon Ayuk, and it's like there's a DB there. Brandon Ayuk just goes up and gets it. That in my opinion, was his worst throw. It was just completely dumb. He put the ball in harm's way for no reason. Luckily, Brandon Ayuk made a play on the ball. But yeah, he did have a couple rough throws and a couple rough decisions, but overall, he played pretty solid, and I'll take it. CMC had himself a day. CMC is probably the best trade. 72 receptions, 121 rushing yards and a touchdown, or 72 receiving yards, my bad. Yeah, that trade looks pretty good now, in my opinion. Awesome. Jordan Mason had his first career touchdowns. Congratulations. Jesus, I don't know why I said it like that. Brandon Ayuk, though, he came in clutch. That man, he did drop a ball. I will say that he did drop a ball, but I don't know. Then he had, but on that, so game tied 34-34, minute left. Purdy found Brandon Ayuk like 3-4 times on that drive to get him in field goal range, and then sadly, Robbie Gould misses the field goal, a 41-yarder, I believe, and then yeah, we'll talk about the rest. And then he goes and kicks the game winner in overtime after a pick. Ray had a great screen where he took it 40 yards. Like I said, honestly, penalties kind of killed us in this game too. We had a couple defensive pass interferences. We had a couple holding calls go against us. It was a little sloppy game. I ain't gonna hold you. Offense played solid though. Like it was sloppy, but I think they did play good. Kittle got another touchdown too. Defense. Let's get to talking about this defense, boys. Wow. It was kind of bad. This was our worst defensive performance besides the Chiefs game, in my opinion. I think the Chiefs game was our worst one, but I feel like the whole team collapsed in the Chiefs game. Luckily, our offense was able to keep up with the Raiders in this game because our defense was selling. Until later in the game, they weren't able to. They stopped the run. The most rushing yards, Josh Jacobs had 69 rushing yards. That's the most they've allowed all year. Good from one player, not in total. But besides that, the corners were getting messed up. It really wasn't so much Charvarius Ward. It was mainly freaking I saw Hufanga got routed up by Darren Waller, and then after that they were just picking on Deommodore Lenoir with Devontae Adams. That's what their whole goal was just to test Deommodore Lenoir, who in my opinion, I rock with you, Lenoir. You've gotten better. You've played great at times, but he is probably our weak link on the defensive end of the ball, and we got to protect him a little bit better, in my personal opinion. And Hufanga, he's not the greatest in man coverage either. He blew that He's a great player in the run game and making plays. He's great at that, but he does blow coverage a lot, in my opinion. I think he's good. I think that's why he should be a more in the box kind of guy. So it's not, if he blows a coverage, it's not a touchdown. I think that's why I don't know. But yeah, I'll talk about that maybe in the offseason stuff. But yeah, so there's that. And I think, but Nick Bosa, in my opinion, I know he has no sacks. Okay. He really didn't do, well, statistically, nothing on this game. But Nick Bosa is my defensive player of the year. It's 3rd and 9. The Raiders are trying to get a touchdown to take the lead, but Nick Bosa comes and screams and gets him Stidham's face. Stidham's face. Yeah, Stidham. Okay. So he forces the incompletion. So they have to settle for 3. Overtime, Nick Bosa comes in and shoves the left tackle into Stidham's body, and so he can't step into the throw and basically throws up a duck, and then Deshaun Gibson comes up with the interception, takes it all the way down, and then we just win the game with a Robbie Gould field goal. And then shout out to Kerry Hyder. He swatted the ball. Drake Jackson made a play and went up and picked it off. Good shit by Drake. But yeah, shout out to Nick Bosa, dude. I think he won us the game because they were throwing it up Devontae again on that play, but Nick Bosa caused the pressure, caused the guy to step into Stidham's lap and basically force the duck throw, and it's just a floater up to Gibson, so I gave him a gimme. So we got that win because of Nick Bosa, in my opinion. I know the defense didn't play good, but Bosa stepped up and was able to help it. And then shout out to our offense, too, for being able to keep pace. 37 points is no joke in the NFL. To be able to keep pace, this is probably our most stressful game. Like, if you look at all our other games, they're like blowouts. Like on this, after the Chiefs game, like we lost, yeah, but win there by, oh shit, god damn it, I'm gonna expose myself, by 15, right? Yeah, 15. Woo, wait, no, shit, I'm bad at math. Okay, all right, and then this game was pretty close. God, dude, wait, is that? I'm gonna figure this out. This is 7. Oh, I'm sorry. We're just gonna skip the Rams game. My computer. Oh shit! I thought my computer just froze. But yeah, so we beat them. This game was a 1-score game. To the Chargers. Besides that, we blew them out 13-0. Blew them out. Blew them out. Okay, this one was kind of close, but not really. A 8-point game. Yeah. Like, we haven't had a close game like this, and I think that's going to kind of motivate the team, make them feel better. So we play the Cardinals left. The Vikings play. So we are guaranteed the number 2 seed if we win or the Vikings lose. So if the Vikings and the Niners lose, we get the number 2 seed. If the Niners win, the Vikings and the Niners win, we get the number 2 seed. Because apparently we have the tiebreaker over them. I don't know. But they play the Bears. The way the Bears looked, and I don't know, yeah, the way the Bears looked, I think the Vikings are going to win. And the Cardinals, I don't know what the Cardinals did today. Sorry, oh shit. Oh wait. Oh, they lost 19-20. With David Blow. What happened to Trace McSorley? I thought okay, whatever. I don't know what's happening. So we're guaranteed that, and then to get the number 1 seed, the Eagles would have to lose, and the Niners would have to win. So the Eagles, I think they play the Giants at this time. Yeah, so they play the Giants next week. So Jalen Hurts will play against the Giants. They want the number 1 seed. It makes sense. I'm honestly, if the Giants could do it, I think the Giants are guaranteed in the playoffs. So I wouldn't be surprised if they sit their guys. But yeah, that's all I got to say. I know I kind of struggled at the end there. Good win. It was a tough win. Defense, Nick Bosa stepped up in my opinion. The whole defense kind of played ass besides Bosa. But that's why Bosa's a defensive player of the year candidate, and I think he's gonna win it in my opinion. The offense, though, CMC, the trade looks better after every game. Yeah, I was a fan of the trade in general, but it looks even better now. Purdy, this was probably his worst game starting for us, and we won. So you know, he he didn't play horrible, but it brought him down to earth for me a little bit more. He's not untouchable like people were saying he was, acting like he's the next Tom Brady. But yeah, that's it till next time for me, guys. I really don't know what else to say. I'll see you all next week after the Cardinals, and then who would we play in the playoffs? Right? Wait, hold up. I'll get y'all to that. I'll get y'all to that real quick. NFL playoff picture. So at this moment, let me check. Okay. So at this moment, I'm pretty sure. So the Eagles get a first round bye. So let's say in this situation, as it stands right now, say we're the number 2 seed. The Eagles win next week and they get the number 1. Number 2 seed, I think. Wait, is this? Okay, wait. So right now there's 7 teams in the game, right? There's 7. All right. So as of right now, we'd play the Seahawks, right? Is that who we'd play? We'd play the Seahawks. And then after the Packers, if who wins out of the Packers and Lions, I think they move up. I don't know how this works, guys. I really don't. So I think the Packers, if they win, they're guaranteed in the playoffs. So if we're the number 2 seed, we would play the Packers or the Seahawks or the Lions. I think we have potential to play one of those 3. I feel good about any of those. The Packers are on fire right now. The Lions were for a little bit, but they kind of cooled off a little bit. They did beat the shit out of the Bears today. So did the Packers beat the shit out of the Vikings. So the Packers would be a little tough, and the Seahawks, we've beat them twice in the division. We played them twice already. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. In the same year, we saw it last year with the freaking Rams. We beat them twice, and then we lost in the playoffs. But yeah, so that's how it's looking right now. Let me know, who do y'all want to play in the playoffs in the first round? I guess the Lions. I don't know. All those teams are tough. But that's how the playoffs are supposed to be, tough. But yeah, till next time, it's your boy Tabo. Peace.